Hello, collective. This is divinely guided, chosen star seed spiritually. Okay, I had put some videos about. It was about the grown folks versus young folks of the Fockers of the film of 2004, and it's just like it's just something of the. It's a snippet of whatever the energy. Okay, so I said, let me pull it back out here. All right, I pulled my cards back up and placed the cards back on the table. But I basically it's something that was been hidden. My understanding and knowing that sometimes you don't want to tell everybody everything. But I always say it's always about learnt and the lessons. And that is everybody individually, right? But some things is being that is hidden in this whole world, and no one is not saying, or either they believe that it's always a mental problem. Someone else, when a person is mentally either about the brain and different things about the brain, there's different departments in there, believe it or not. It's just a lot of things that being read as read knowledge, hidden knowledge, and different things behind the scenes. And some people don't like to expose themselves about the knowledge that is hidden without being up under other people. Sometimes being that the hidden knowledge was gifted without to go and pay for all the money and to be able to understand about the hidden knowledge. Some people just are practicing themselves and with help, okay? But not the help that you have to pay for. This is a social type of hidden knowledge that it's been, you have to be up under a different type of social as underground. But if you don't have that, then you have your gifts and some things. If you're not with that side, then they have problems with what you're doing due to that cause problems to expose things that you're not supposed to say in this world. And at a point in time, I was like, I read a lot. I read movies. I do a lot. Being that Claire and Claire audit, we call it Claire audience, and that is clairsentient and being spiritually that some is the light is to expose the hidden things. Also to understand you have so much light that you not understand. See the crow. When you understand about you have the gifts, but trying to place it in order or to be able to not to harm other people. But sometimes the hidden part is to understand about what's been hidden in a long time. It's been like, hey, it's been hidden, and that you have the same ideas that anybody have, but it's just a way that's been absorbed from the sun. And it let you know that that's already been placed as a star that you knew the spirit first. There was a star already there. A spirit is always was there before it become in a body. Now, that's the reason why I changed my title spiritually, because that means I'm able to be in all, not just in one place, because I'm all in. And that is what my talent is, to bring the light in hidden places and to bring out to be as a balance, not to help you on one side and tilt on one on the scale. Is to keep a balance. Either the hidden part is something that either is going to be a negative factor, or the dark can be something positive to bring you into a balance too, because it's always a left and right. But in the middle part, stay in the balance of it all. That's why I had so many issues from family and some people, ancestors, I say, family that is connected, cousins, family, they may have a problem with your talent or your practice. And And when you see a practice, people think, oh, it's all bad. No, it's not. Because it started from somewhere. Your talent come from somebody. And that is past, present, and future. Future's behind. I'm sorry. It come right back again. And the point of it is to remember of all of it. The past go to present. Why does it come back to past? That's to remembering of your things that you was hidden. Now you got to deal with your hidden stuff that's cause and effect. It comes back to you, and that is the justice. And 20 is the to self realization about all your past to come back and haunt you, or either come back, cause and effect. However it is. Now I just want to get some information now for the story, because I do story. I give it. I can talk it, and I can walk it too. I can do anything. I can sit up here and place the cards without nothing. I always try to bring you the understanding about this is past. That goes back to 14 and 1600. It's going to tell you something. It is all about you. You are so powerful, and you don't know it. And that's the problem. Okay? The problem is to be fear-mongled and feared all the time. When you have all these gifts, and the purpose is somebody can take your you got the absorb down to download it, and then you got all these energy of frequencies that's been downloaded to you, and then you're abundant, you're glowing here, and then all of a sudden somebody don't have the body or the energy they have, because it's a cause and effect. And that means that they're not getting that frequencies like you getting it. And they need to tag on something, attachment to bone on bone. If with people doing type of practices. Behind the scenes, okay? Now I look at it like, hey, bones was dry bones, and become that the breath was going to bring back to alive. Does that make sense? That means the air. Okay, we got an air in here, and got a king of air, and also that is the air that breathes. You know what I'm saying? It is the elements of it, 5 elements. Okay, that we own the 5 elements. Get on it. Get on that study. That's some stuff there. That's some drops. I don't have nothing but Uranus. I'm giving you Jupiter. I'm giving you the information in Saturn. I'm giving you the return back to remember who you were, the powerful of it. It is a storyteller. It is always a story. A story with the book. It is always. And before that, because it had to have a story become the first book, it had something behind the scenes that not is hidden. And in order to bring a story, you got to tell the after of it. It's the narrative of the author. And we on the author. We are all about the lady with the sword. We with it all. We're all of the chess of the game, black and white, okay? It is the squares. It's the square biz. It's all of this, okay? It is the business, okay? It is the matrix. It is the frequency. It is the waves. It's everything. It is all in. And when you give out information on left and right, understand the threes here. 3 on left, 3 on right. 33. Missions of the plans of 11. There it is, 7. It's all the 7s. The 11 and the 20 is 11, 22, 33s, okay? 7, 11, 22. The time of Aquarius. Here we are. You come back to all the things that fooled up and poured out. All the cause and effect from all that time, 14, 1600s. It's with the big kings and queens, and things will win. It come back to the I always say the Plantians. When it come back as a true generation of that. It's a time of age. So the story is about grown and versus young folks, and it is about the generations, old and young. And to understand, all of it is still children, if that makes sense, up under of a highest of it. Grown and young is the same as children, because adults, if they don't act the way they forget about the young. You know what I'm saying? It means that grown folks become tainted, and when you become tainted, you become as you stop as a stumbling block, and you forget about the creations of it, the living. You stop your and creativity because of you think you know more than anybody. Being up under being as a teacher and a guide, you will always be learning. You want nothing to stop. Keep moving. You could be grown and old, still all the information is still there. All right, so I'm gonna give another story because this is what I do is stories, and I also give out the information and also the cards. I do the same thing. Anybody else can do the same, but it's not about that. Anybody can read a card. Anybody can read. Anybody can know. It's not about that. It's just to give you more little hidden things and to understanding what is going on in the energy. First thing I started with, I know a person that went to a job, and a job it could be a masculine or a feminine, and went to a job, and a job was there, and at a point in time, didn't understand and pay attention of the I would call it your first thing is to get an understanding about training, and at a point in time, you kind of felt like somebody was watching and not paid attention, being that you have changed a whole lot. Your transformation has been changed. Everything you change, you don't act, you look different. Everybody looking, everybody has everybody watching. Like she didn't transform from all kinds. But at that time, when you become a transform to something, you knew that that something is to always to be watched. Sometimes individuals are masculine or feminine. You forget about, you didn't change. The purpose was you already knew that your position was the watcher. And when you, after you transform and something causes a problem and you start running, you run from the hidden part that you figured out something that you didn't want to deal with that type of the hidden that you figured out about some individuals that you were either listening to. And so when you figure it out, you running. You was like, okay, I'm finna change myself again and I'm finna do something else. By the time that you already somebody was watching anyway, just trying to find a way to get into how to bring something beautiful that you were and to put you as on the bottom. That means the person broken. The job was to be watched at all times, not to be running and to change and not to forget about the position that you was gave as the position of the watch. The watch is supposed to watch all the time. And when you become like that, then anybody can come in between and cause problems in your life after you knew you were supposed to watch in the first place. Now, this story has to do with a man and a woman, and that has to do with the hunter and the hunted was already there, and that particular was to twine and connect to another person and to absorb the light. And when you become as a dark light, yes, I said darkened light, it's a still type of a wing or a part of a star. If it is not, this makes sense, but it is. A dark is a part of it. Lighten too, and a light is a lighten. So you have a dark entity and a light, but they have a position. They're still there. Okay, understanding it's still in one body. I believe you have both, and I believe you're the devil anyway. I believe a hunt and a hunter believe what the Father says. Now, when I'm doing all of this type of things, I'm with all of it. So it's like, well, this is a time of the energy of the chi, I'm all. I can do all of it because I am. That's the elements of it. We all have it. Use it. Because the chi and all of that was all of your ancestry. And everything download come back to you. All of the universe. That means everything high come down. All right? We're talking about the earth. Now we in the principalities of earth. They have the power of these gods doing things on this earth. Let's be real. Understand about what it is. We all are. You become as a god to be create and be as the magic and who of your fate. You. At a point in time, I went one way and I understand it was a straight way But it was a hidden part, wasn't for under people that had to be socialized to be under to get the hidden knowledge. But when you become not in up under that, you on something else that, hey, it's two different things, or is this or such. I'm like, whatever you put in your life, the Most High was gonna give it to you. Okay. And upon a time, some things you go one way, and he's like, oh, not that way. I'm like, why not? You question it. Okay. Hear that? That's important. Now let's get on here. Now the part was coming against to a masculine and woman against each other in a work, as a workplace. And to that, the workplace has to do with one that light enlightened and the other one didn't have the power. That was absorbing into to take the energy from another person and being transformed from another to another person. And it has to do with families and with the son-in-law. And the son-in-law had to do with that. It says soon to be in laws. It's like woefully mismatched. That means, oh no, whoa. That like the no, that's the whoa whoa whoas. That's not gonna work. That working is a whoa. Like not with that family. They family can connect with your family. And then you become. Then you have their family and everybody else coming against because of this particular feminine that said, not I see something that's not right and back up. And that was an opportunity from another of a masculine wanted something. Instead of to the woman says yes, it was more as the trick, how to trick another person, take the energy from another source. That means everything that you do, that the energy goes to from another person that was never married. It was something that's tried to cord it, to braid it to something to make the power, making your creativity to their family. And then when the family is not getting that energy that they normally do, now they have to go through all kinds of stuff in order to get that energy back. And that means something that it was their time as they felt the way how they forced it and twined and tangled into something in a web that we weave into something and cause problem with the feminine and throws her off of her balancing her energy. And the energy goes back. Everything she does, it goes to another family. And when then she stands herself up together, who she really is, and stand up as the feminine, who she is her own, the empress. She is the empress. She's the one. She got the gift. She got the booty. She the booty Judy. She got everything. And with that, she has all of that. And they know that. But they had put a person, the hunter, to come in to hunt it and to connect to an empress, which she had gifts. It was on her way. And then the ex, he is ex, and the ex didn't know how gifted she was, and at the end of the day, then they become ass out in. That means they fall from it. I kind of think if it's a masculine or feminine, it could be either one of the roles. But to my understanding, it's just what it is. Let me just get on in it. Now, the cards I pulled today, it has to do with the eighth of air, and it has the sixth of earth, eighth of earth, sixth of earth, and the temperance. 8 and 6 is 14. Okay, that's what I pulled. Now in the middle part, then this is the past. This is in the middle. And those 3 threes are upside down. 3 is 33. It's also is a mission. It could be mission abort. Or it could be, it is the mission that is not to be impossible to be as born. That means can be born as hidden of practice of a hunted, and to be as the frequencies of the matrix. It's point about if you know the matrix. And one died and here come another one. Is we many, okay? So this right here is 3 of wands and 3 of pentacles upside down. Now reverse it, you can always bring the light in it, but it's giving you. That's the left ear and the right ear. Left ear is the 3 of wands. I think it was wrong. Was it wrong? Let me see, make sure I had it right. Yeah. No, three of wands and three of pentacles. The right ear, left ear is three of wands. Okay. In between. So this is all the board, the born in the middle. And that's the present. That's the energy right now I'm going to be talking about. The other one's the future. It's seventh of earth. And this one is six of fire. You know, the end is the fire. You know, fire is going to burn of the ashes of the 12. And then see that fire here? And that is six of wands. So this is the six of fire is really what the six of wands is, you know. Now it's telling you about that. To me, it's like palm and the palm. You know, what palm is the green of palms. All right, use palms, and also tell you about those the fruit with it. It has its pods in there. Very good. I love it. But those are the palm, and also you can see that her hands is raised up, and this is the future that's on the way. Okay. Now, past got something to do with 1400 and 1600, and that it has to do with chariot and the emperor. Okay, it's grounding, and also the high priest and the king of air. That is the highest levels of high. All right. And to know that that is the 11. 11 is cause and effect. On two of these is a masculine and feminine. It's cause and effect. And then at the between is the two. High priest is number two, and the king of air. So you know that two has to do with intuition. High priest. Okay. King, high priest, or a priest. But it's high. It's very of the Libra. That means of the Aquarius, and that is Gemini and Libra. And all of this has to do with earth, wind, and fire. Now let's start here. I'm going ahead and it says right here, I set attention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from the two will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. Guardians of the four corners, mother of the earth, father in the sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here and now. Now, the information, like I said, this here is just giving you the information of giving attentions. You know, sometimes we have all these platforms, and we have opportunity to talk now, able to do a lot of things that we was not able to. So you give thanks to everything. Now let's get on his 33. Now, I'm only going straight that to the head because we're talking about what's going on right now, the energy. So them 33s are the mission of it. Now, we're talking about T.I. T.I. got to do. Now listen, you know I'll do my clairaudience, but this ain't T.I. though. T.I. got to do with some type of instruments. Okay? That means a long time ago it's called Texas Instruments, T.I. This has to do with how to calculate. Calculate has to do with numbers. And also how they do with their robot, airplanes, trains, and what they call it, plane, trains, automobiles. Meaning it has to do operating with numbers, calculated, if that makes sense. TI also is targeted to individuals. And only person that can talk about that is somebody that listened to another person, or you already been in one. To my understanding, the past is the past, but this is right now is the present. So we're talking about present right now in the middle of the 33. With 3 and 3 is 6. 6 is competition of workplace. It started with the workplace. And anything that you're doing in the entrepreneur business, this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with, I thought it was so easy to be up on a goat, up on that mountain of that Capricorn. If you paid attention of the future of those cards with 7 and 6, 7 and 6 has Capricorn. That is the number of Capricorn. And when you're going up on this hill, it ain't what you think. It's like you're going on these tiers. Now, tiers is really called TIERS, but no, it's TEARS. It is some climbing up on this pyramid of a hill or a molehill. Which one is? It's on one of the, let's hear. It's devils of devils. Hello. Cheerios. It's like straight up. You don't know what you don't know what you're doing. You just moving, but you didn't know all the stress of it, of competition, about a masculine and feminine, and a twin lover, and you're dealing with convert narcissistic individuals of wealth, of the PP negative words. That means 16 fall all the way down because that's all they looking for. They ain't on that. They on about stealing, theft, robberies, and how to take absorb from another individuals. It's like robbing again. You know, like the Robin Hood when they was going in taking the rich, the wealthy, and bringing it back to the poor. You know, but this is like now it's the opposite. It's like it's the same but in a different way. It's like the robin and the hunter and the hunted is coming for the energy from absorbing of the sun that's been enlightened from cause and effect. That's what they're coming for. And now you forgetting that it was always paper and folds and coins, but now it's about your energy. And now the energy is like, Father, he said you got mansions. You don't know what we like. Wait a minute, it's totally different now. It's about cause and effect. That's where the money is. Because what after all of that, when everything fell off, all the cause and effects fell out with this big old cup and fell of all in donations of all kinds of stuff, and then you're like, what? There's a cause and effect, and that means it come back to you about the past that you remember something that you didn't know that was hidden about something about you. That's like now you're getting a whole pot. Now you only had a half. See, you're full now. Now get the fullness of the hidden part to understanding about it. And oh, it ain't good. It's not good. It's good, but it's like the travel of the journey is like whoa, like it's whoa, cries and laughs. That's what this is about. Now the targeted individual. Now you have to say something. You have to be open minded. Is it the lessons learned, or is it just straight up for a person not to be in the world and to be what that you're supposed to? Now it's your choice to believe that everybody is coming for you, or is it just blatant as evil as a damn beast that always gonna hunt to do that till they come out of here. It tells you that in the scripture, tell you Revelation that they was gonna only the devil come back to do it again for reasons, but it was supposed to be a little time. I also say them stings wasn't gonna sting forever, but hell, it seemed like it was a little bit overindulged. My understanding. Let me get on in here. Now, this right here, this is about this lady. Her name is Tracy, and I went on this YouTube, and that's why I said I always, honey, I'm the type of one I can go in here and read a whole story and know more and break it down and everything. I'm that one that hitting the things out. That's who I am. I come in here and come in and use my skill to understand what's really going on with this particular this on YouTube. Her name was, I want to make sure she get her in give her props. That was her podcast, because I'm like this. It's enough room in the stars. I don't need to be able to say I done it. But this particular want to make sure her name is on here. It's like I get into her name on here. Tell me in a minute, but it's about targeting individual and a survivor of the organization of a gang stalking and directing energy weapons. Now, that's what we're talking about. So all that for, like I said, I thought about it when I first started. What I was had put the information about the Falkers, and Falkers had to do with Smith. Smith has to do with a apprentice, a person that is skilled. You know, that's the magician in creation. So, put in the past, And I said, okay, this got to do with 10th house, and 10th house has to do with midheaven. Astrology. That means your natal charts, when your birth and the time, your birth and time, and it's going to tell you information about who you are. It's going to tell you the zodiac. Also, zodiac goes all the way back to the tarot, and it comes back to the same astrology. It's all of it. All of it in the book, the number one book. Everything is numbers. It's the whole word. It means all books, all living words. The living word is living, and it's the author. It's a lot of authors here, and there is your job. It's understanding it and to be learned. That's being abundant, being taught. Anybody can find their own practice, and to each his own. It's so much in the world. Some people just want you in one place and a stud, and some people don't want that. You just so much is living in the world to be so stuck up and stop. You can be so old and think that's it. You got a little something, and you think it's something. That's the ego. This is all about ego and pride, all in the room right now. And when you got that, you dealing with people knowledge, hidden knowledge and knowledge of spiritual, all of it. And when you got little gifts and they say you got this and how she get this and how, because it has something to do with living. Also, it got something to do is borrow too. I'm coming in there in a minute because that was given, downloaded, sun absorb it, and the moon reflects it. It's gonna illuminate it. It's going to let you know to be seen out here or not to be unseen or is hidden. That's when you have them at the same time it's telling you. And the eclipse come against that with a door open and a fish of a 12. And then it has to do with the burning of things, of ashes. Clean the slate. You can get a new. This is the biggest thing in the world right now. Everybody at 1 o'clock on that one, it was always about magic and creation. That's what it was. Honey, you was in there. They were doing their job. You don't know how much and very, very important that eclipse was very eclipsed for a reason. Eclipse also has to do with the earth clipped to something. It's like a pen that you put a piece of paper on a paper. Paper has to do with earth. You put a clip on it. Either something been clipped or somebody's clipped something. Clip has to do with connected to the earth. Clipped on it. Put a hold for something. Held or put the part in a piece of paper and held it for a minute. To remember something. Let me go on in here. I'll try to bring the positive and not to always bring negative. Because it seemed like the eclipse, everybody had nothing but fear, mungo everywhere. Because they always believe the same thing's going to come back to the same thing. At a point in time, that was like, no, one is creating, magicians and create. You know, it's about people that are your hands. If your practices cause an effect, don't come back to your ass, Mr. Postman. Ass got to do with booty, commerce, and that is wealth. Booty has to do it. Booty Judy. She always on about the booty Judy. That's the wealth. That's the gifts. You know, like I say, in the functions of it is was giving to another person. Seemed like somebody did want to be connected with somebody and went their way, and they had a sad day because the person didn't want it. It seemed like this was the energy in the first place. If a woman can know the intuition of another person after a while, you've seen it, and you're like, okay, now there's something going on with their energy just ain't right. But they didn't finish it, and that's why the doors started open a door and never gave you the information of the closure and lingering out for a reason because they wasn't gonna close it no way. You know, when a person closes the door, that's like, okay, that's it, that's all. Ain't nothing and bring the nice. You ain't gonna always get that closed doors at the closure of a person. To me, it was just lingering there because they didn't want to close it. Let's move it on. That's the hidden part. It's like, I got you. Not really. You didn't know how the feminine or the masculine was gonna be, however you use the roles. But this 10th house is Capricorn. Capricorn got to do with the house, midheaven. It is things that we are known in the world of career choices. It's the social status of achievement of and it's the prestige. It is the prestige. It's the preacher. It's called a priestess, or to me, it's like the priest. I'm putting my name, priest age. Okay. All right. So it's to teach. Teach has to do with five. Five has to do with the Hierophant, and also do with the Zord, which is the sun. It's the Saturn. This Saturn has to do with the Capricorn. That means of a person is the builders of entrepreneur businesses to be seen out here, appearing and to be seen in the world of the 21 of this world. Either they don't want you to be out here to absorb to see the light that you're supposed to be in this world, or either they want to reflect it and to be hidden so you're not to be seen out here about the targeted individuals in this world, in the present of it, of the competition, of your energy, of the frequencies. As we're listening about this lady Tracy on this of this information, and just listening to what she was saying, how it started with her job. It started with the job. The job had somehow it stopped. It's like, they don't want to tell you you got to go get unemployment. Some place won't let you to get unemployment, tell you to come back again, just to keep the same energy. But if you have an open revolving door with some of these jobs, some of it they had to go and start working home too. Knowing that, understanding when you do working at home, you are putting the applications to bring the to what they call it. You will be attached. Attached is just like a person putting a rib on the person. So, there's somebody trying to take a bone to another person and to connect something together, like a marriage. Okay, so when you go and do work at home, then you got these applications, and you didn't know that you put all your information on everything of your tower, all your information from your if that is AT&T or whatever type of internet that you was using, of these surfers and all the these server and different applications that's been added to your home. You bringing them the work in your own house, and you tied up to them too. And you like, okay, everything you do, they're going to know what you're doing. They're going to know everything you do in your house. And that's what happened when you go back at home. You put your information, all your information in order to work at home. And all your information is to the job. And you didn't know that. But read the information that you write on. You reading the information that's on that application, you're going to sign it. But your mind is only trying to be at home. Now you bring the business to your home, where you leave your job, it's supposed to leave it there, and you start anew, go back to your house. Everything was at that job was at your job. Not to bring it in your home. What you're going to learn today is lesson learned on everything. Because you still bringing it in. Why you think you thought you still with your mind is still turning around. Your mind is like, everything you had last night and who you talked to, you still working on. It's like a circle thing. They're like, wonder why I'm still tired all the time. You still working. Your energy is still at home. And you circling around. You wonder why you looking tired. Because you never left. You still there. Now get back on here. See, one thing about me, I change so quick. When people try to figure out, they end up behind the end there because they don't know me. Because I be like, well, I don't know how this gonna be. At the end of this, you'll never know. Now we're talking about eight of air, 6 of air, temperance. Temperance is the balance, and this is about the earth. Earth. 8 is strength and has to do with the 6, and this is about past. So this is all in order the lessons of the learn. You can't learn it unless you already went through it. You done went through this, the energy, masculine or feminine. You know you done already went through all this and started with the work. The lady said here she was targeted individually. She called it TIs. And she had something to do how it meant. It was like the job, it was over. So they shut down, and all of a sudden she found out later on that she was the only one that she was kicked out. People were still there, but they made her feel like everybody was gonna fall. It was like, wait a minute. They had a couple people put them in a group and say, hey, We all gonna tell everybody that everybody's gonna quit the business, but really not. But we got one person we gonna target, this woman, or for whatever compliant behind the scene that she didn't know, and the people didn't know neither because they had to figure it out that everybody was gonna not be able at this business. Honey, I'm telling you, this is something hidden. After that, my understanding that she went on and told her husband that, hey, I'm not working anymore, and they had to figure it out. Seemed how my understanding is that he was in the same area, and so they had to change something. My understanding, but it had something to do about targeting, about the individual. Now, she was married to a man. My understanding that after that, she got hacked. And then she was so upset about she got hacked because they kept messing with her. And then all of a sudden, the energy has switched them. Her husband, he started acting crazy like he wasn't interested about the hacking part. And they end up fighting about the energy, the devices and stuff, how you can use for this 5G is real. It is weaponized. And like I said, we're dealing with it. Everybody that heard this about a couple years ago, they had said that so many things that this is gonna happen. We already know about it. This. Ain't nothing new here. Now, when somebody said that's comfortable now because we knew that this is the part of the faster of the energy what they was gonna do. But we didn't know that after the fact, after we didn't use the sign only with these devices that we use daily. So now I'm not just sitting up here going against to it because I'm using it. I'm just being you didn't know. You didn't know about what it's about. And that is now the energy. Now she she in jail. She in jail because she failed. She in jail. Lord have mercy. And then that caused problems. Then the other, it's like the masculine and feminine had come against each other. It was a war and the weaponized coming of the relationship with the devices of this web of weave. It was the weave, a web of weave. The spider, the matrix. Coming to the whole family and broke it down like a dash of pieces, like something just came with the arrow, and the rocks is and everybody's just in pieces of rocks everywhere. That family was messed up, and that's normal. They said at the time of this. Well, she ended up mentally. They want to put her in a crazy place after all of that. The man started acting, he was not even caring. He was the one that was the more of the feminine function. See what I'm saying? Some people, men have more women in functions more than some of the women. Women more of a masculine too. So you'll never know how the function is. That's what I'm saying. Some people had more of that. And he wasn't. He out of a sudden he was all that empathic, went from narcissistic. And she became as empath where she probably was the head of it. But my understanding, she more of the balance part. My understanding, it was flipped. Now all of a sudden they left and moved from different places and being that targeted and came messed up with their money, their bank, and everything. The family put her in like she was insane and crazy. That's the first thing about targeting. That's the first thing they do is targeting, trying to find somebody that's going to be over to see as another person. I'm telling you. So now I put on anything in here. It says I got 20 from the time she did story. She said I'm going into more, and it's gonna pour too because I didn't know how I was gonna be about the energy that I was coming in here for the grown folks and young folks and different people as far as adults being as narcissistic ways, covert, and how people up under the Most High will always be children because of the lessons learned, our understanding of what we're in this world. Now, I put on here about spiritual alignment and how to connect with a person in professional life or good fortune, dealing with the work. And all of it started, everybody had to go working at home. And this was, everybody was going through all of this pandemic and pandem. And dim has to do with dim. Dim means something is a mark. Dim meaning hidden of it. And pan is hidden. It's like the Pandora box into bringing the work into your home. So if you're dealing with attachments with all kinds of stuff and cords that you didn't know, that you never left the job, dealing with the work and dealing with people of the levels of devils of hierarchy of what they call it, organized powers of 33s. Well, on here I got in here some clairaudience here. I got the movie of Wonder Years, Caravan of Love, Isley Jasper, Isley, Stand Up, Golden Time, it's your brother, and Free, and From Your Heart, the children, okay? It's about your brother, your exes, or whatever that state is, or your brother. And when you're dealing with brothers, you're dealing with people that are, that's, like I said, it's the phalanx and the new birth. And that to me is a connection of making birth, making love. And like I said, some people, men, are just still not on that of the protection of a woman. And the women, some people don't even want to have birth anymore, depending on if they're single or they decide having more babies is more work from them, and not have the balance to have the other person as a masculine to have babies and to be protected and be loved and cared, and not to be worried about other coming against women, about women's protection. And sometimes men not doing their job. Some are, and some women just don't want to deal with that no more because they feel like that's enough. That means a person that don't want to have any babies anymore due to not having the other partner in the home. Now, 544 is the clairaudience and clairsent. And it's about, to me, I have another here is pentagraphs. That is, you know who that is. And it is my time. It says, it's my time. And it is if for this time of age of masculine and feminine. The last name is Ancestors Spirits Around, 844. It's like the experience about targeting. It is the house of the legacy of the mark. And like I said, it's the experience of it. And it's about the legacy. And that is your birth chart and symbolize a life path. Public image. Capricorn is personal type with you, or the ambitions of the driven. That means you're the one that's driving it, of the career of the 7-6, which is the last one is on future, and today is also letting you know it's on the way. And that 7-6 is about that creativity of Earth. All right. Also, it's about the career, how that started in the work competition. It could be competition in the work where it's a masculine or feminine, and maybe there's somebody wanted the masculine or wanted the woman, or however, and that's competition. That means somebody wanted the same position, and they come against because they either want to be like you, to use the identification of whatever you're trying to do. It could be stolen or theft or whatever. It's the hacker to be able to take the energy back to you. If that resonate or reasons of the things that you went through from the pandemic. Now, let's see. To me, it's about serving. And being servant is also as a person up under somebody and doing the best thing you do as what your work, your ideas, or whatever that is, your entrepreneurial businesses. Capricorn is never enough. And Capricorn is not, they feel like they do a lot, but they don't feel like it's enough. They keep doing all the time because it's always work. They always about the public image and the professions of being seen in the world. And we're all in that energy, to be honest with you. I guess we don't understand that you are part of the devil. And to be honest, it's about working. And it is what we've been doing all this life. It's like, okay, the job. It is something, you can't do nothing without you working. You got to work and live, if that makes sense. It is the pursuit of careers and with ambition, logic, and strong sense of duty. It is the also it's what it is long term long term goals that make excellent of the leaders and often the first to take change of situation, meaning that you take the lead and you know this. I ain't got my thing in here. This about me right here. I'm gonna say this. Give this little thing about me. I was a manager, and the first thing was to change. And he said, one thing to be a manager, to change. Are you able to take? Are you able to be able when the change comes and you not to be mad and mess up everything that you already then planted your seeds in the ground? I laughed so hard. I said, yes, no one didn't. After that change come, I was like, I just finished this. And then all of a sudden, I had to go back after I cleaned and did everything. Then I had to go back and change it again because the environment started changing. And I wasn't used to that. I lied saying it, but I wasn't. But it was a part of career that has to do with management and career. And are you able to take the change and be all right with it without to be come against your own self and everybody around? Because you got employees up under you. I told a story, and it was not true. I told a story. I said yes, because I wanted the position of the payment. I was getting out. I was like, I want that. But it's just being real. You don't know what you're doing. It's a lot of education with it. Now, if it's about the duty of it, but also it's about avoiding establishments. You can mess it up because you think the change came and you didn't do it, and you like the change came and you messed it up because you didn't see that it was a change. It's nothing to do nothing but to make you strong. It is what it is. Let's sit up in here. Now, dealing with the targeting individually, TI, the survivor of organization of gang stalking and directed to energy weapons. That means it can touch you anytime. Okay, let's be real. What I'm saying is they already said it, so I can say it. Because I didn't do it. They already put the position in here. Years ago, we already knew that, but we didn't know how it was going to be. I mean, I knew the teachers from the schools, like, do not put this 5Gs in our areas. Do not put it, it's going to make somebody sick. They was already out here telling business out here anyway. You pay attention with a teacher and they own, don't be bringing that over here. Baby, they were fighting. So they had different type of, many been core systems from all of this. This is old. This is nothing new here. I'm just repeating what somebody else said and that I knew about it. Okay? Like I said, I started with the watch and not to be watched. And you ain't watching no more, and then all of a sudden you forgot about some stuff. Hello? Now, 33 has to do with 13. 13 is death and rebirth and transform. Then I said about change. So, do your part. Because I got my own ideas. May not be the right idea that individual that I'm going to say. They had nothing to say. But I kind of think it was trying to clean something and transform. Death is only beginning. Hello? But anyway, it's about the missions of it. Okay? About different over 3. 3 has to do with Empress. That's the money wealth. On the left and right, which one is the right? Or is the whole? Hello? To me, my understanding, the hidden part is the spirit and dark. I believe it's the whole thing. You gotta have it all. You can't do half a light and not know what dark was about. So, but with the competition, it's either gonna make you good or bad. Or you to the point, hell, I'm like, you better love yourself first. And everybody else is on the extra stuff. That's their stuff. Deal with your stuff. Let them be an ass and fall on their own stuff, but worry about yourself. And now we talking about ass. Ass is booty. We talking about commerce. I'm talking about the money and the wealth is with you. Stay in your own. Let them be a fool and whatever they think it is. Let them do. We all still learning of the earth. That's the third of the principalities. That's on the earth. That's low. Okay, that's just a little level. Okay, that's a little more. But hey, what about them way up there? They on the bottom. Hell, this is there on this earth. This is what they powers of. That's what I says on the earth. So like I say, we all gonna learn today. That's all we here for. Is to be learned. Is it? Anyway, it's by stealing your energy, hanging in around. Their purpose is to constantly to tell you that you have stole your energy, and the reminder that that's the opponent in the game is about your piece of a, like I said, theft and robbing, stolen goods, traveling up in jumper. It's the frequencies, and left with your textbook of a of something on the end. Pay attention. They are very celebrating about yourself, of your demise, of the optimized you, the liars and the serpent energy, knowledge of the organization, targeting the individual. What happens when these crafty individuals that get mad due to the sending of the energy of monitoring of spirits? And it is a cause and effect toward others, and protection of shields bounce back, resend it back to the sender. As the age of individual gets mad about the, what do you say, it changes, a cause and effect. And a cause and effect, and then an effect towards as the target you. Because that's the purpose of it. Okay, so this is a podcast, and this is about what was happening about this target abuser torch as a programming coming for women and men. Target individuals don't know why you are directing to whom. It's the bloodlines of, there it is. Distance is they're going distancy, and the advocates disadvantaging of a random of a researching of this internet of how to use devices of stuff. So what we at here? Almost okay. So now I put up here, rep your city. Who pay attention? Who represent on there? It's a community. Anytime I represent, they mean the city of the commerce of. I say it's the community. It has to be a compliance with it in order to do this type of programming. So you wonder why every time it's six is always got to do with family, friends, and community that has something to do with that Big Ten. 10 has to do with the commandments of the Big Ten. That is your neighbors. You're not supposed to go against your neighbors. That's a community. But if it's vexing, then that's the Big Ten. And I said the 10 is the big thing. That's the whole family. But when you come against of the compliance of this targeted individual, you wonder why things fall to the ground. Because do not touch the anointing of a prophet, and don't harm the prophet. And when you go against to the prophet, then you wonder why the 10 of the vex fell down for reasons. Yes, sir. Most High not playing. When you messing around with profit and power that was given, absorbed to these individuals of these empaths of doing their job, when you come against it, you end up everybody else get the after effect. He is in order. And there it is. Here comes 147 composite. That is the twins of the lovers. Lovers have to do with family, friends, co-workers, and all of that community. And it is, and when it come against, it's the same thing. And then why does it come against each other? It's the lovers of relationships, and they become as a negative factor. Because I didn't understand 7 going to 14 twice. That is high priest. That is the high priest. What is the high priest for? High priest is high. Okay, that means something is either going to be a good witch or bad witch. I'm gonna give high priest in here. I think I did that for the other one. It says, I didn't bring my glasses. Some things are not meant to be known intelligently, but are meant to experience through intuition. Okay, it reminds the trust that you're is to have excess of higher wisdom and knowing when I Trying to see. Anyway, I should have got my glasses. So it's a time when that is it's the mystery of it. So my understanding is about the mystery of the hidden knowledge. This is what we hear. Number two is the biggest thing. I got 222. All of this in 144 is the vision of 12. 12 got to do with the burning ashes of Sagittarius. Okay, and I told you that's got to do with all of that. That's the arrow. Hey, directed to something. Either you burnt, you're gonna be burnt, or you gonna be burnt. Ashes to be new again. Transformer, and then you got disguise too. What's the depth? What's called a depth? What's called a? I can't just those Decepticons. That's what it is. Decepticons. Decept. That means separation of your sept. Scepter is the one that holds the scepter. They mean kings and queens, and their ass is coming for you. This straight up. This is straight up transformations. This is transformative change, and we was planted in your head that this was coming, and now you in it now. We're in the present because I'm talking about it. Okay, and this is what this about the energy, positive of marriages, and part of the relationship. So that is the negative factor and positive. I got two intuition of a death and 2 and 3. 13. 13 is death. And that has to do with rebirth and transform about your intuition. And that is somehow individual people are falling down everywhere. They said 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2021. From all of that, people were falling down, and they had this. People were mentally, everybody was something wrong with their head. They got the fog head, with the fog, not to be able to connect different things. Wires was not wiring into your. It's like a circuit. It was not connected to your head, to your body. When you was when you was young, you got the song, something about the bones. You got the song like. I forgot the connection of it. It's like the connection but it's like the connection from your head, and it's like a riddle. But it's like it was not connecting. It's like your head was not connected to your head bones, or neck bone, or something, and thigh bone. All it is that your head and everything else was not connected. Okay, for what reason? Seemed like you either was transformed and those things, and that had become something, and you become something else. So my understanding is, I try to keep a balance. How I feel about it, I don't like it. I don't like the SHID. But it's up under it. But I have to deal with it. And I don't like, I'll cuss in a minute. And let me say it's a curse. It's a curse. Hell yeah. Either you're going to be hell leaning, or you're going to come out of hell. Hell is not nothing about real things that is not of a sailor, but it's still the same word. It's just a way of a stronger of the power of it. Curse and cuss is the same thing. Okay, either you're gonna be in the hell or you're gonna come out. It is. This is. And that is true. Now when you're dealing with AE, EA, and that has got something to do with games, right? But when you're dealing with the EEA, EEG is the same thing as games, that you're still using your brain of your frequencies. And she's talking about it too, because all of that came back to the same thing. Anybody that been in this, just pay attention. Started with you either lost your job or had to go and work at home. These are for everybody. This is for everybody. And then after that, then you wonder why your kids, your family was acting crazy. And then they come against you. And then after that, they put you as in crazy. You went to a jailhouse. You ain't never been in a jailhouse. All of a sudden, you've been in a jailhouse. And all of a sudden, then if you're in a jailhouse, then they try to put you into a tuition or some type of crazy place in order to come against. So somebody used of the brain of the memory of mapping of tapping on that unconscious records of their head in order to come against each other. It's like the whole family came against each other. One side came to the other side. Come on this side, and while the other one be targeted and be compliance and getting paid for it, and then you ain't getting no money. You wonder where the money coming in. You're like, where the stuff coming from? You're the one is the money. It wasn't paper and coin. It was your energy. And then the other one's acting a certain kind of way. in your family. And they know about it. So first of all, they know that you got targeted. That's the main thing. They know you got it targeted. And they know about it. That's the hard thing right there. That's some hard. But let me tell you something. I had to sip on there. No, they didn't. They complied with it and they got paid for it. That's the hardest thing, to take that strong cup of indignation. They got paid for it. Friends, family, and everything. And you become targeted. What you gonna do now? You gonna whoop their ass? You gonna whoop them about the ass, the booty that you had, and you gonna get them because they didn't already took your energy from it. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know how I was gonna say this, but this is it. Now you gonna whoop them after they done did everything. They put you in a position. Either the position gonna be you gonna be held or you gonna be in the jail again. However, hands is up. I'm like, y'all have fun. I'm moving on. It's crazy because you don't understand about the game. They laughing at you. They laughing at you. Them laughing at you all the time. They got paid for energy for either fold or coins. I don't know, however, but they know about it. They know. That's it. That's all you need to know. Now, either you're going to learn from the lesson from it, or either you're going to try to come together, do something with them, or however you would like. I don't even know how that's going to work. Because like I said, you don't never know about a person, because that change in a minute. But one thing about an elephant, they ain't forgot one damn thing. So your eyes will always have to keep watching for another person, with a person like a person that changed. Because baby, they ain't forgot nothing. He ain't forgot a thing. You gotta always watch. You know what say that? It was I think that is I forgot his name. You always gotta pay attention. A person that's trying to outdo you, you want to be closer. The closer to you is what gonna get you in the first place. I was with your family, friends, close to before somebody don't know. Okay. When I tell you about Skrilla and gorillas, baby, let me tell you something. Skrilla and gorillas got something to do with gorillas. And Skrill got to do with money. And also can be skrilling about memory, about your knowledge too. Tap it on that head. Okay, brain EA if that got something to do with that. So let's stop that one. It's about an hour and then I'm gonna do another one. So understanding this was about grown folks versus young folks, Fockers, and it has something to do with that film, just a little bit snippet, but it has something to do with son-in-law, family of that other side of convert, narcissistic on one side of the son-in-law, and then the other side is the mother or the feminine that is the empath of the family. So they come against each other. At the end of it, if they are not going to be able to twin, then it's time to cut cords. But to me, it was the big old war in between. Okay, the point was trying to take the energy from the other family. That's what it was. But also in the middle part of the present has to do with the targeting, TI. That's targeted individual of the feminine or the masculine, whoever the revolves or resonates on this role of each one. Because like I said, it's all different. Okay, but this is about it. So I'm pause on that. Well, part 2.